So over the last couple of days, there's been this guy on Twitter called Legit Leaks GTA who's been tweeting a bunch of GTA stuff regarding like future DLCs. He's been trying to leak certain things. And at first, since I've never heard of this guy, I sort of wrote him off. I was like, all right, it's just a random dude trying to make stuff up to try and get his name out there. But that may not actually be the case, because I looked a little bit deeper into his Twitter, and what I found to make me sort of believe him, and you can make your own judgment, you know, if you don't like leak stuff, then don't watch this video. But the first thing I found was this. This is from last year in November. He was responding to GTA Wise Guy, who's actually the dude who made that fan trailer. I forget what the concept DLC was called, but it was the one that had like 1 million+ views. Everyone thought it was like a real DLC because it looked so amazing. It had like the cop stuff in it, the car stuff in it. But he responded by saying, your car design has actually been taken to the drawing board. Nothing final yet, but it might make it in. In that picture he was talking about was the wide body vehicle here. And this tweet was November 24th. Guess what came out a couple of weeks later in the Import-Export DLC? A wide body Comet. So that was the first thing I noticed. Another thing, now he gets the date wrong, so maybe that's something that says, all right, this guy's not legit, but he says, remember, the 6th of December, nice little surprise coming your way. And he says that on the 24th of November. Another one, he says he responded to someone this year in April. So you like Benny's cars? I just hope you didn't spend all your money. Summer is coming. Now, over the last couple of DLCs, I don't actually think we got a specific Benny's car, but some of the vehicles they did add had Benny-like upgrades, where they had a ton of customization. So that's something that you can either say he knows something or he doesn't. Another thing, and this is the one that really caught my eye, he talks about gun running in May of this year. So he says, how will you be customizing your jets in GTA Online this summer? Putting final touches on the hangar interior. And he says it on May 3rd. Now, I will say, and I'll explain why, but he was wrong with thinking that the hangar stuff was coming in gun running. But he also said, once levels will resume as normal if you sign off as a gun runner while inst saying kudo. And he says also prepare your e-wallets as the hangar and jet customizations won't be cheap. He was correct on all that stuff in May. And he says the reason why he thought the hangar stuff was in or with gun running, because most of the time they are commissioned to produce content within a specific deadline. And the Smuggler's Run stuff I worked on, like the hangars and some of the plane customizations, had the same deadline as the gun running stuff, so I always thought it was going to be a part of the same update. So that's why he thought it was gun running, but this is really what made me believe that this guy knew something, because on May 4th, we knew nothing about gun running. Well, we might have known something about gun running, but we didn't know anything about the hangar stuff. So whether or not you want to believe this guy because of that is up to you. But now, getting into the actual leaks. So the first thing that sort of started us all off, he tweeted these two things. Clue of the day, number 1, and clue of the day, number 2. And he tweeted them with the hashtag #HuntForBlueApril. No idea what that really means, unless it's something to do with like Hunt for Red October, or maybe it's like the release date of the next DLC in April. But the two pictures, these are very small. We have, this is a horrible resolution, we have this bridge, and we have this fountain. Now apparently no one got what that meant, so we had to tweet out another clue. And this is a dude with a British something on him. I don't know. Apparently, this is what it had to do. So someone responded. The first clue was referring to Fountain Bridge, an area within Edinburgh. I assume the kilt is supposed to underline the fact that it's Edinburgh. However, I don't really know yet how it's connected to GTA Online. And then he continued with some more clues. Says, it appears a few of you have an idea of where we're headed, but I'll keep it at it. Clue of the day, the American vodka. And someone responded, P.S. vodka comes from Russia. And he says, exactly. Someone else responded, well, does that mean Import-Export Part 2 with vodka? He says, no, the hints/leaks have no relation to Import-Export Part 2. Let's talk about one thing at a time, shall we? Now, most of the stuff doesn't make a lot of sense. However, if you think back to the Doomsday Heist, we did meet that Russian dude. I think his name was Bogdan or something. So maybe that sort of whole thing ties in with this next DLC. Just an idea. Some other stuff he tweeted, which is very interesting. And the way Twitter works, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. But sidetracking from our current game and this stupid phone keyboard, just going to drop y'all some names. The Vapid Dom Classic, the Vapid Dom Sturgis, the Vapid Jupiter, the Hipster Operator, the Willard Marbeller, the Declasse Merit S, the Declasse Saber Classic, and the Western Hellfurry. It says, please remind me to never drink and tweet again. Don't think I did too much damage, but there still could easily be blowback. It's important you know those haven't been assigned yet and the names are not finalized. It's just a few models. And then he says, to better understand, we design vehicles for 2 different categories. DLC vehicles designed to fit into a specific theme for a DLC, and fills that we sprinkle on top to make it more substantial. Fills are designed all the time and kept around to be added whenever we need them. Those that he just named were fills, and I wouldn't hold my breath for them. They are coming, but those decisions are made somewhere else, and it could be added to any DLC depending on what the strategists decide is best. Some of them have been waiting to be used for fills for over a year. So that is a lot. Like, holy cow. First off, I mean, they have a ton of vehicles apparently they're working on. And second off, we now know the drip feeding stuff is somewhat completely irrelevant to the main DLC. They add these new vehicles or these extra vehicles to just have the DLC last longer, to extend it. And he says there's stuff that hasn't been used, maybe that's been made over a year ago. So what I think a lot of people should gather from this, at least, is that they have a lot of stuff planned. The Doomsday Heist DLC was not the final one like many people believed it was. And also the drip feeding stuff is never going away. And then one of the final things, he responded to someone who asked some questions. Was I'm Not a Hipster Part 2 ever in consideration, I guess? Was it scrapped and parts of it were put in Gunrunning, Smuggler's Run, and Doomsday? And 3, if it was completely scrapped, is there a possibility for a similar style DLC? He says yes to number 1, we do consider everything, and we know your wish list, so they do listen. Number 2, yes and no. So some stuff was scrapped and some stuff was also put in those 3 DLCs. And then 3, yes, there's always a possibility. So for the people out there who got upset at, us YouTubers or whoever in general for saying I'm Not a Hipster 2 was a possibility, we were right. Like, it was a possibility. It got sort of moved in place of Doomsday. So we could be seeing that, in the future. And then actually, as I'm making this video, he just tweeted out this. So in response to that vodka, the American vodka clue, looking at these past leaks, the next update is going to be a sea update, hence the photos of the water. And Hunt for Blue April is a parody of the movie Hunt for Red October, which stars a Scottish man playing a Russian sea captain on a submarine. He says also another thing, Sean Connery was born in Fountain Bridge, Scotland, which if we go back to these leaks, we have Fountain Bridge, and then, Scotland. I don't know. But it looks like maybe that guy in the Doomsday Heist mission, Bogdan, maybe he was just a spy because he was a Russian sea captain on a submarine. Maybe, I don't know. We're not going to go into too much speculation in this video, but those were some pretty major leaks, I think. I mean, like I said, I don't know if you guys want to believe this dude or not, because he did just somewhat come out randomly, but he has leaked some things in the past, this Gunrunning stuff, and I'm willing to somewhat believe him until he does prove me wrong. But anyway, that is it with the video. Thank you all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this possible leak. Would you want this Hunt for Blue April DLC that's somewhat of a CDLC, or do you not want it? Anyway, that is it. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.